Hey there, everybody. John Gums going live with Dakota Grappler. We're at the state wrestling tournament here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We are going to preview the Class A wrestling finalists here this afternoon. I'm going to go through some of their bios that they have. I just went through the Class B. If you missed them, go back over to YouTube, look at Dakota Grappler, and you should be able to find the South Dakota Class B finals preview. Okay, so other than that, let me share my screen. Those people that are following, make sure you give me a thumbs up so that you still hear me out there. But I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see the finalist brackets on how they look as I go through our finalists this afternoon. Hopefully, it'll take me about 20 minutes. That's what I took for Class B to go through them. So we'll go from there. So let's go here to the brackets. Share. And there is your 106 bracket at Class A. Double check to make sure that we have everything there. There it is. There's your 106-pound bracket. You can take a quick peek at that, and then I'll also go through our finalists. Okay, at the 106-pound weight class, in Class A, got Trayson Omi from Brandon Valley, who's 39-1, who'll be facing Quincy Halverson from T area, who's 44-3. Now, Omi's only loss was to Jack Schoenhardt from Rapid City, so he has not. They did face one another in, let's see here, and actually it was a close match. Have faced once. It was a 6-4 sudden victory in Floyd Farland Invitational. So this match is done before. Let's look at the two finalists. First one, Trayson Omi. He is a freshman from Brandon Valley this year, 39-1. This is his first year on varsity. He would like to continue wrestling in his future plans, he says, and he'd like to do some Greco wrestling at the senior level. Oh, and he was also some other stuff. He was a Greco All-American at Fargo last year. And so that is Trayson Omi. On the other side, we've got Quincy Halverson. This year he is 44-3. He is a sophomore. Again, out of T, he has a career record of 88 wins and just 5 losses. Last year, he was a finalist last year at 106, so he took second last year. He has plans. He'd like to graduate high school and go to college. He was very proud 2 years ago. They were football state champs. And he'd like to say he loves his mom and dad for everything to do for him. So that's pretty cool. Sophomore on a T there. Let's move over to the 113-pound weight class. Guys, and make sure if you have any comments, feel free to make them on the side. I'll try to read them as I go through these brackets. Hopefully there's the 113-pound weight class. You got your returning state champion sitting at the top, undefeated here 2 years in a row, Brendan Selfrank. He is facing Caden Olson out of Sturgis, who is 39-5. They did meet once, and Selfrank beat Olson 5-0 earlier this year. And so let's take a quick peek at their bios. Okay, Brendan Selfrank. He is 42-0 again this year. His career record of 150 wins and 12 losses. He is a senior. Last year, he had taken first at the 106-pound weight class, and as a sophomore, he took third at the 106-pound weight class. He has signed a letter. I watched that earlier this year for Northern State University, so you're going to be a Wolf up there. He is very proud that he benched 225 pounds last year, and he says he's the FACS Student of the Month, so must be a good cooker or something. And he'd like to tell everybody that if anybody wants to buy him anything, buy him some chocolate milk and pizza, and he'll be perfectly fine. Okay, his opponent, Caden Olson, out of Sturgis. And these guys had some tough ways. He had a tough match to get to the finals. He won 7-5. He is a sophomore who this year is 39-5. Last year he had taken, well, let's think about that. He had placed last year, I think, 6th, if I remember, at 106. And then he had taken third the previous year. Or he only took third. He took third last year. That's correct. Just trying to think about that, going through the brackets in my head. He says that in college he'd like to maybe wrestle in college. He'd like to win a state title, and he also loves baseball and fish and hunt. That is your Caden Olson out of Sturgis, South Dakota. Let's go to your 120-pound weight class. There you go. You're fine. Pop by. It's not a problem. Okay, now at the 120, you can see it up on your screen. Let's roll it up just a little bit so you can see a little better. You got Alex Menser out of Sioux Falls, Lincoln, just a freshman. He's 44-4 this season. He has 128 wins and 35 losses in his career. He had taken 5th last year at 113 pounds. Let me take a look if these guys have faced. I think I'd set my sheet over here. So I'll lose my sheets here. Give me half a second. Benjamin Larson. They did face in the, now I apologize if I don't pronounce this right, the last Luchus invite. That means it's a TL, so it's enough to confuse anybody. But he won, Menser did win that match 8-6 over Cale Larson. Okay, now let's go through a little bit more. Like I said, he's just a freshman, Menser is. He's on the honor roll. He would like to win 4 state titles, he says. And he goes, his dad is also a state champion back in 1989 for Kimball wrestling. So that's Alex for you. Cale Larson on the other side. He is a junior. This year is 51-4. This is his 3rd time in the finals. Last year as a sophomore he took 2nd, and then as a freshman he took 2nd. That was at 113 and 106. He would like to graduate from high school and own a chicken farm. I don't know if he's trying to be funny, but that's what it says on his bio. And he said a long time ago he overcame his fear of chickens. So his freshman year he broke his high school's takedown record, whole school's career takedowns, and he also says he's got the biggest feet on the team, like 12.5. So I think he's also the team comedian out there, but just a junior, another time in the finals. Let's see here. Let's move over to 126. Sometimes you wonder, kids write stuff on their bios. You wonder if it's appropriate to read, but so I gotta kind of read it as I go through it. So let's take a peek here. There's your 126 is up there. Okay. At 126, we got Riley Hollenshed out of Sioux Falls Roosevelt, who's 34-4. He is the 4 seed coming out of the top side of the bracket. He is facing Eli Fisher out of Millbank, and they have not faced this year. There's no match that I could find on track. Fisher is 29-4. So let me go through their bios here a little bit. Let's go Hollenshed first. He is a junior. His current record this year, 34-4. His career record is 140 wins, which is 20 losses. He was 2019 state champion at 120. At 2018, took 3rd at 113, and then took 4th in 2017. He plans to attend a 4-year college, study physical therapy or business. He is on the honor roll with a 3.8 GPA, National Science Honors. He's on the Honor Society, homecoming, multiple college choices and courses already taken. He likes hot yoga. That's all I can get into that one. Okay, then at 126, got Eli Fisher, Millbank. Good to see a Millbank person make the finals. He is a senior, 29-4 this year. 142-52 is his career record. Last year, he took 6th place at 120, and then as a sophomore, took 4th at 106, and as a freshman, took 5th at 106. Future plans is to do something. It says PTA at Lake area. Okay, so that's Eli Fisher from Millbank. Let's move the brackets over to 132 pounds. So you guys can see that. Look at the brackets. You guys can study those as I go through their bios. Again, got Ty Althoff. Got to see him wrestle at the Lee Wolf. He's a very tough wrestler. In fact, his only loss come in the finals. Oh, it was a rotary to a kid from Minot, actually. I think about it. Let's look at that 132-pound finalist. It's on your screen there. Okay, so we got Ty Altoff from Watertown. He's a senior. He's 42-1. His career record of 144-31. Last year, state finalist at 120, took second in state. The previous year, as a sophomore, took fifth at the 106-pound weight class. He's going to go to Northern State and study math education, and of course, he is also signed there to wrestle. He's in the National Honor Society and has a 4.0. I think he's my seventh 4.0 I've mentioned there, or eighth. A lot in the Class B. This is our first in Class A. Let's look at his opponent, Riley Williams. He is from Lenox. Okay, his record this year is 40-5. He's got a career record of 165-54. Last year, he had taken third at 126. And, of course, I didn't know if I mentioned he's a senior, but then as a sophomore, he also placed at 113, where he took 8th place. He is planning on studying pharmacy at SDSU. He's very proud also of their state runner-up in football. Let's see here. And he's also been in the finals of every tournament this year. I think you can find out a lot of the wrestlers here. Let's see if there's a matchup. I forgot to look at that. These two did face each other in the Yankton invite, where Altoff won the match 5-2. Let's see what can happen there in the final. So let's look then over to 138-pound bracket. Sure that's up for you. You can see that here. Got Malone, yes. Okay, 138, our finalists. At 138, Declan Malone from Rapid City Stevens. He's 36-4, the senior. And then you've got Max Saylor out of Spearfish, who is 32-3. And his 3 losses all come to Malone. He lost to him 4-3 in their first match earlier in the year. He lost 9-0, and he lost 7-2 in the region championship just last week. So they know each other pretty well. Saylor's got a tough match ahead of him, but I tell you what, you wrestle somebody a lot of times, you never know what's going to happen. You kind of know how they're going to face. You just got to go out and take it to them. So we'll have to see what happens there. And I'll also look at some of their bio information. Mr. Malone out of Rapid City Stevens. This year is 37-4. His career record is 140 wins and 35 losses. Last year he took third at 132. And as a sophomore took sixth at 106. He'd like to wrestle in college, study criminal justice, and he's very happy to be part of the state dual championship team. And he likes Taco Bell, so that's what probably eat at the state wrestling tournament. It's one of those questions you always ask the wrestlers: where do you like to eat? Well, it looks like his is Taco Bell. I think I'd find other places, buffet, something like that. And his opponent, Max Saylor out of Spearfish, who is 32-3 this year. His career record 164-51, just a junior. Last year, state champion at 132. And then at the previous year, as a freshman, he took 7th at 126. He would like to wrestle in college. And in 2019, South Dakota USA Wrestling Freestyle and Greco champion. And then also, he was also in North Dakota. He came up to North Dakota. I forgot about that. He came up to North Dakota and wrestled in the Freestyle and Greco Championship in Jamestown and won both of those also. So see, if you guys are interested, North Dakota has an open state wrestling tournament for juniors and cadets. And so if anybody wants to come up to North Dakota, it's in the end of March or April. It's in April. We have a later state tournament with some wrestlers. Sal Frank came up there last year and actually lost. Not many people know that he lost to one of the Tanafus in North Dakota in Greco. But they got to understand, Christian and Wilfred Tanafu, both state champions for Bismarck Demons, they wrestled in Fargo. One was a national champion in freestyle, and the other one was a national champion in Greco. And so Sal Frank did meet his match in those, but then took it to Christian this year in the 2 matches he faced, both in the Rapid City tournament and in the Bismarck Rotary. So I'd like to see some of you South Dakota boys, if you want to wrestle some Greco and freestyle, we have a ton of people in North Dakota, especially at those older levels where you can't find as many wrestlers. We have a pretty good tournament. Look into it or get a hold of me on Dakota Grappler, or if your parents are looking at this or whoever's watching, feel free to contact me. I actually am part of the board for the North Dakota USA Wrestling, and I handle basically some people in Class B schools want to learn a little bit about freestyle and Greco. I can actually bring couple wrestlers with me, and we can actually come down for one of your, let's say you have a practice to learn some Grappler and freestyle stuff. So keep that in mind too. I'm not sure if we'll travel cross borders, but we'll basically, if you want to come to something, we'll find something for you. Okay, so that was Max Taylor and a little bit more extra information. Okay, let's move up to the 145-pound bracket here. Okay, at 145, you got Vermilion's undefeated Lucas Anglin on the top, and he is facing TJ Morrison from Rapid City Central. Good to see a Central wrestler in there. Stevens has kind of dominated the last couple of years, and so you got a crosstown rival making it here in the finals at 145. Let's look first if these two have met each other. Okay, Anglin did wrestle him. He beat Morrison 6-1. And that Les Lotus again. Somebody can help me pronounce that someday. I've seen it on the thing many times. Always wondered. Probably Tolotus, Les Tolotus tournament there. Okay, let's take a look here at their bios. So first of all, Anglin, Vermilion. He is 45-0 this season. Career record of 216 wins and just 16 losses. And he is a senior. Last year as a junior he took first, and then as a sophomore he took first, and then as a freshman he was second, so this is his fourth time in the finals. As eighth grader he took third, so he's been in the mix for a long time. He's going to attend SDSU, study elementary education, and he's going to wrestle for the Jacks. So that's going to be interesting. And then he says, thanks for all my fans and all the people that like to come watch wrestling. Okay, so that's Lucas Anglin. And then his opponent, TJ Morrison, on Rapid City Central. He's 40-8 on the season, 183 wins and 75 losses. Last year, he was 5th at 145, and then the previous year he took 6th at 113, so he took a pretty big jump there. Again, the junior. Plans to go to college somewhere, some technical education teacher would like to be. He says shop class teacher, for those of you that don't know that. He has a 3.8 GPA. 2-year letter winner in football, 4-year letter winner in wrestling. Yes, I do carry. He says, yes, I do carry mustache wax. I don't know about that so much. Okay, but he does not own a white paneled van. He says something there. So we'll see. Kind of another comedian out there. Let's go to the 152-pound weight class. All visual YouTube guys. Yeah, it's got new guys listening. Again here, let's look at the 152-pound weight class. It is on your screen. Okay, 152, you got Eli Cadoon from Sioux Falls, Roosevelt, facing Isaac Klinkhammer, Brandon Valley. Now, when I was going through these, I don't know how I got Isaac's profile in with the Class Bs. I was thinking about it after I got done. Then I was talking about Brandon Valley having a guy in the finals. And I knew that was Class A, but I was talking about it in Class B, so I went through his bio, so he gets it on there twice, actually. So let's quick look at Cadoon and Klinkhammer. This should be a heck of a final. They've matched each other 4 times where they've gone back and forth. In the very first match, Cadoon had won 6-2. Second match, Klinkhammer won 4-3. Third match, Cadoon won sudden victory 3-1. And their fourth matchup, Klinkhammer won 4-3. So this is a barn burner going back and forth. Close matches. We'll have to see that 152-pound match in the finals. There should be a great match. Okay, so let's look at some of their bios. Eli, he is Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 41-2. It's a career mark of 199-54. He is a senior. Last year, as a junior, he took first at 145. As a sophomore, took 5th. 132, as a freshman took 4th at 113, and as an 8th grader took 5th at 106. He is attending Augustana in the fall. Doesn't say anything about wrestling, but he will be attending there. Okay, Augustana University. And he'd like to thank everyone for the support and all the hard work that wrestling. Couldn't have done it without all you guys. Okay. Then Klinkhammer, who I've already talked about. Now he has, I mentioned this before, he has a brother that's a state champion. His dad wrestled in the state finals. He's had uncles and multiple cousins. His Klinkhammer name has been around for a long time. I mentioned him earlier, but he is 40-4 this year. 152-10 He has been in the finals. He took first 2 years ago, lost in the finals last year. So this is his third time in the finals. He also took third back in 2017. So he does plan on going to college. Let's get through next to the 160-pound weight class, or I'm going to miss watching a bunch more wrestling here myself. Got Cooper Voorhees coming in here. So let's go over to the sheet here. Versus Colby Menace. Okay, Voorhees, Rapid City Stevens. He is undefeated, 46-0. He's wrestling Colby Menace from Madison, who's 38-3. They did meet once in the finals of the Yankton Invite, where Voorhees won 11-3. So that's their one matchup. Let's look at their bios here a little bit. Okay, Cooper Voorhees, he's got like I said, he's undefeated this year, 46-0. He's got a career mark of 208 and 53. He took first last year, and then he also has placed 3 other times. He placed, then as a sophomore, he took 5th. As a freshman, took 8th, and as an 8th grader, took 7th. So he's been busy. He's also signed his letter of intent for the University of Wyoming. He's going to be wrestling down there. Division I wrestler, another one out of South Dakota. Awesome. He plans on studying exercise science. He also is a post-national season All-American in a couple different national stuff. And he also is very proud he got to play in the Little League World Series. So, not that Rapid City ever has good baseball. Everybody knows they do. There we go. Good baseball coming out of there. In fact, talked to Tom Schoenhardt. He's a big baseball guy, too. Got to see him a little bit later today. Okay, let's look at Colby Menace. He is a senior out of Madison High School. He's 41-3. He's got a career mark. You know he's got 194 wins, but how many losses he does not remember. Last year he was a finalist. He took 2nd. And then as a sophomore took 4th. As a freshman 3rd. As an 8th grader took 7th. Future plans, undecided. He loves to hunt and fish, and he believes he is Madison's first 5-time state placer, and he does have career win leader for Madison. Very, very interesting. Good luck there in the finals against Cooper Voorhees. Let's go to 170. Make sure I get that up. Okay. Keep the comments coming, guys. Awesome. I see you guys out there. Nothing major. Talked about just that. Hope you guys watched the finals today. Our feature matchups are going to be awesome. We'll talk about that here in a little bit in the Class A side. We've got 2 undefeated wrestlers at heavyweight in a featured match in the Class A side. 2 state champs coming back. So let's look at 170. You have the number 4 seed who had a great tournament so far. Found a way to get into the finals, Caleb Brink out of Rapid City Stevens. Last year, he had placed at 152, so he's up a couple weight classes. I think he took 5th last year at 152. He's facing Lean out of Huron, and I did not. Let's see, there was no match that I could find on track to wrestle each other this year. And so then you have Lean coming out of Lean out of Huron. Now he is 28-7 on the year. He placed 5th last year. So plans on he wants to be an orthopedic surgeon. Okay. 4-sport athlete, loves wrestling, football, baseball, and track. He would like to, in one of his major accomplishments, he's proud that he got to take down his coach. Take down my head coach both in practice. So he's happy about that, I guess. He is just a junior out of Huron. Okay, then we got Caleb. They call him Bubba Brink. For some reason, he's got that on his bio. He's 41-9 this year and 117-61 his career. Took 5th last year at 170. He plans to attend Black Hills State University, pursue a degree in business management. He is a member of the National Honor Society, and of course, his teammates say he's got the best mullet and mustache combo in the state. So that is Caleb Brink. Okay, I don't know. We'll have to check that out. It's not like the hockey stuff with the hair. For some reason. So let's go to 182. Okay, let's change brackets. Hopefully you guys see all this. Almost done. Double check my battery. Getting down there, so I can go plug in here. Get right through this. Okay, 182. Another one with no matchup on the year. Damian Shunk out of Brandon Valley, who's 42-1, versus Luke Rasmussen out of Brookings, who's 27-4, the sophomore. I do not find a matchup there, so let's just go straight to bios. Okay, Damian this year is 41-1. He last year took first at 160 pounds, and then he took third again as a 8th grader. So he's just a sophomore. Career record of 124-7. And one of his accomplishments, he was a Fargo All-American last year, which was a very big accomplishment. Okay, next is he's going against Rasmussen. See if I can find this. Nope, I must be missing. Nope, there he is. Luke. He is just a sophomore out of Brookings. This year's 26-4. Last year he had taken 7th at 170 pounds. Future plans is have fun. And he says he's been to the pool and he can hold his breath for 37 seconds. I don't know, another comedian out there. Let's go straight to 195 before I run out of battery. I want to get through this whole thing. Let's zoom this up. You guys can check out the bracket, see how people got around. 195. We have a matchup here of Gavin Gulbranson out of Harrisburg. He is 34-6 versus Regan Bolweg out of Pierre Riggs. Now he's a junior at 38-5. These two have met twice, where Gulbranson has won both of them, 12-4 and 7-2. Now it's kind of odd. You don't see a lot of peer wrestlers in there. They kind of still, I don't know if they're rebuilding, reloading, what they need to do, but we'll have to see how it's shaken out in the placing rounds. This is Pierre's first wrestler in the finals, the only wrestler in the finals. So he's got a show for his team here. He is a junior. So let's take a look at their bios real quick. Okay, Gavin, the junior, out of Harrisburg, 37-6, career record of 110-20. Last year he took 4th. He plans on getting a degree somewhere. He's a 3.8 GPA student, and he just says his favorite color is blue. That's the bios you get from kids, you know that. And Bolweg out of Pierre. Last year took 6th at 195. In Class B, trying to think who he wrestled for in Class B. He was probably from, if I remember right, the Miller team last year. I'll have to think about that. I'm pretty sure. So plans on attending college and studying agronomy. He loves to play football. He takes part in FFA. He's on the honor roll, state officer in the FBLA also. He says, I've been called a songbird of my generation by people who have heard me sing. So we got a singer there. Maybe going to have to get him to sing the national anthem, but he's maybe busy getting ready for the finals. Let's look at 220. At 220, you have another Rapid City Stevens. You have Brink, who came out of the 4 seed. He's 21-8, the junior. Again, another guy from Rapid City that came up big. He got a big pin in the duel last night to secure their championship in the duel. He's a junior, and then he's going against Navarro Shunk out of Brandon Valley. They have faced once this year, and Shunk pinned him in 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Okay, let's look at the bios here. Ryan Brink, a junior. Here's what's interesting. Last year he did not place, so making the finals after not placing last year, he did qualify. But he says his big turnout was being a Greco state champion last year at 195. He'd like to study medicine at USD. He's also very happy to be part of a championship team. And he says he can throw Brett Voorhees anytime he wants. So there we go. There's your Ryan Brink. And then your other 220-pounder, Navarro Shunk out of Brandon Valley. This year's 38-2. What's interesting is he is just an 8th grader. Now he's one of those, again, Legends of Gold wrestlers. And so this is his first year on the varsity as an 8th grader, making the state finals. He won state last year in the schoolboy division and still wants to win many state titles. So we'll see what happens there. I don't doubt that could possibly happen. Then our finals match. This is our feature match in Class A. You have two returning state champions. You've got Gus Miller is going to face the polar bear, Nash Hutmacher. Now, I don't have Nash's bio. In fact, I was going to run up and visit with him, but know a lot about him. He's sitting at, I think, 69 pins in a row. He has been phenomenal. In fact, he's wrestled a total of 71 seconds, I think, in this thing so far in 3 matches. He's got his toughest competition. Could be the year returning state champion at 220. Gus Miller. Gus Miller did have a little trouble with the big heavyweight out of Mitchell, just winning 1-0. But I'm going to have to see how he plays this one, because I tell you what, you don't want to get under the grips of Nash, get pinned like the last 69 opponents. But so Gus, he is 15-0 this year. He's got a career mark of 123-34. He took first last year, like I said, and then the previous year he taken 7th. He is going to play football at SDSU, and he's going to major somewhere in education. He's an all-state football player. Last 2 years, he was considered an Elite 45. He's a AP badminton champion, and he is lots of things. So I can't even get it all into this, but he also has a twin. Okay, he's a twin. Inspiration for him, his twin is. So that's kind of cool. And that is your finals right there. Well, again, thanks guys for watching. Like I said, I'm running low on battery, but I think we're going to have a great finals tonight. Make sure if you have an opportunity, go over to the High School Activities Association page. They have links for all this, or go to South Dakota Prairie Public, and you'll be able to catch all the great matches that we're going to have this afternoon yet. Okay, thanks again for watching. This is John Gums, Dakota Grappler. That is the Class A, again, preview of the finals. Take care.